69% of the world's most admired companies prioritize one skill above anything else. It's not experience, it's not education, not industry expertise. It's learning agility. The ability to learn new skills, not to apply old ones. But most companies still hire for experiences, and they are missing the best candidates. In this video, I'm breaking down what I call the learning agility revolution. Why past successes predicts nothing. Why skills beat degrees, and exactly how to identify learning agility in interviews. By the end, you will know if you are hiring for yesterday or for tomorrow. Let's start. Here is the traditional playbook. You need someone with 5 years of experience, preferably with MBA. Industry background required. That was the standard, and it made sense for a while. But then the world has changed. Technology evolves faster than experience accumulates. AI disrupts entire industries overnight. Skills that mattered 5 years ago are irrelevant today. This can be called the expertise lock-in. You hire for past success, but past success predicts nothing in a changing environment. Most people say, but experience matters. Someone who has done the job well before will perform better in the long run. It's only true if you have stable environments. When the job stays the same, the experience wins, it's true. But when the job changes every 6 months, experience becomes a liability. Because experienced people apply the solutions to the new problems as well. And old solutions don't work anymore. It's what Kornfeld calls the experience illusion. The more experience you have, the less adaptable you become, unless you have learning agility. And that's what the best companies figured out. Learning agility is the ability to learn new skills quickly and apply them to unfamiliar situations. Not, I have done this before. Instead, you need, I have never done this before, but I can figure it out. Now you're probably thinking, that sounds really vague. How do you actually measure something like that? Here's the breakdown. Learning agility has 3 components. Component number 1, mental agility. Ability to think through problems you've never seen before. Not pattern matching, it's creative problem solving. Low mental agility would look like, I've never dealt with this type of customer complaint before, I don't know what to do, let me escalate it. High mental agility, on the other hand, would look like, I've never met with this type of customer complaint before, but I know the underlying issue is trust. Let me apply the trust building framework from a different context and let's see if it works. Mental agility is the ability to see the patterns at a higher level. People with mental agility don't need the playbook rewritten, they rewrite it themselves. Component number 2, people agility. This is the ability to read situations, understand different perspectives, and adapt your communication. Not, here is how I always do it. Instead, you need, here is how the situation requires me to adapt. Here is how it looks like. Low people agility people would say, I'm a direct communicator. That's my style. If people don't like it, that's their problem. High people agility people would say, I'm naturally a direct person, but I'm working with someone who needs more context first. So I adjust and give them the why before the what. And here's the key. People agility doesn't mean you have to be fake. It means you have to be effective. You are not changing who you are just adjusting how you deliver based on the situation requirements. Example, you are presenting a strategy to 2 groups. One of them is engineers, they are data-driven, skeptical. Number 2 is a sales team. They are results-driven, want to know what's in it for them. The high people agility person prepares 2 presentations. One from the engineers, they get data, research and technical depth. Sales gets return on investment and customer impact. Component number 3, the change agility. This is the ability to stay calm and effective when everything's uncertain. Not, I need clarity before I act. Instead, I will act with incomplete information and adjust as I learn. If you always need clarity before you act, you will be left behind. But if you act with incomplete information and adjust as you learn, you could stay ahead. Those 3 components combined, that's learning agility. And here is why it matters. 69% of the world's most admired companies, like Fortune 500 companies, prioritize this over everything else. Not years of experience, not degrees, not credentials. Learning agility plus curiosity. Because there is one thing they know. The future belongs to people who can learn. not people who already know. But here is the story that makes this real. L'Oreal ran an experiment. They wanted to hire salespeople. Competitive market. It's hard to find talent. The traditional approach would be hire people with tech sales experience, 5 years minimum. Degree preferred. But they tried something different. They built an AI hiring model. They tested it on 70 interns. No filters for degree, no filters for experience, just filters for learning, agility and curiosity. Here is what happened. One of the top performers, it was an English literature graduate. 0 tech experience, 0 sales experience. Traditional hiring would have rejected them immediately. But the AI model saw the learning agility, high curiosity and strong mental agility. They hired and trained him. 6 months later, top performer. You would probably say, okay, that's one example, it's an outlier. Actually, it's a pattern. 92% of rejected candidates were satisfied with the process. Why? Because L'Oreal measured potential, not credentials. And when you measure potential, you find people who were invisible before. That's what we could call the hidden talent. The English graduate with tech sales potential was always there. Traditional hiring just couldn't see him. But learning agility-based hiring could. And that's the revolution. Alright, so we have established learning agility matters. But how do you actually hire for it? It turns out there are 3 methods. Method number 1, situational questions. Don't ask, tell me about the time you did X. That's experience-based. Instead ask, you have never done X before. Walk me through how would you approach it. Here's the contrast. The bad question would be, tell me about your experience managing team. The good question would be, you never managed a team before, but tomorrow you are managing 5 people. What's your approach? In the first 30 days. One measures the past, other one measures thinking. Method number 2, learning scenarios. Give them something to learn, right now, on the interview. Teach them a new concept, then ask them to apply it. Here's what it looks like. What do you know about our product? Go to interview questions. Here is how our product works. 5-minute explanation. Now, how would you explain it to a non-technical customer? One tests preparation, the other one tests learning speed. And learning speed is what really matters. Method number 3. Past learning examples. Ask them. Tell me about the time you had to learn something completely new. How did you do it? Good answers show curiosity. I was excited to figure it out. Resourcefulness. I found 3 people who knew it and I asked them questions. Speed. I got functional in 2 weeks. Bad answers would show avoidance. I tried to delegate it. Slow learning. It took me 6 months. Passive learning. I took a course. Here's the key. You are not looking for people who already know. You are looking for people who can learn fast. Because the job will change and they need to change with it. What you need is the adaptability filter, and it is how you find hidden talent. Now you could say, okay, this is interesting, but why does it matter now? Here is why. AI is changing every job, not replacing job, changing them. The skills you hired for last year, they are partially automated this year. The role defined 6 years ago, it's already different. There's a so-called job evolution acceleration. Jobs are evolving faster than training can keep up, so you need people who can evolve with them. And that's learning agility. Here's the data. 2026 AI readiness is a baseline expectation, not a nice-to-have requirement. But AI readiness doesn't mean, oh, okay, I know ChatGPT, I know how to use it. It means one can learn new AI tools as they emerge, can adapt workflows as automation changes them. That's learning agility. If you are hiring people without it, you are hiring people who will be obsolete in a couple of years. But here is what's really interesting. The companies that figure this out early, they are winning talent wars. Here's the pattern traditional companies do. We need 5 years of experience, MBA preferred. The results? We're competing for the same small talent pool, high salaries, low differentiation. Learning agility companies, we hire for potential, we train for skills. The result? Massive talent pool, lower salaries, higher retention. This is the situation we could name talent pool expansion. When you hire for experience, you compete for a few people. But when you hire for learning agility, you're accessing many people. And accessing many means better candidates at lower costs. That's the revolution. So, the experience illusion says, hire people who have done the job before. The learning agility says, hire people who can learn the job faster than it changes. 69% of the world's most admired companies prioritize learning agility plus curiosity. Not degrees, not years, not credentials. Learning agility has 3 components. 1. Mental agility. Think through never seen problems. People agility. Adapt to different situations. Changeability. Act with uncertainty. Hire for it with 3 methods. Situational questions. Test thinking, not past learning scenarios. Teach and apply in real time. Past learning examples. How fast do they learn new things? The hidden talents are everywhere. The English graduate who become top tech salespeople. It's a non-traditional candidate who outperformed experienced hires. You just have to measure the right thing. Not what they know, but what they can learn. Okay, to close this video, here is what I would recommend for you. Look at your last 3 hires and ask yourself, 1. Did I hire for experience or learning agility? 2. How did I assess their ability to learn? Did I ask situational questions, learning scenarios, or did I just check their resumes? 3. Are my best performers the most experienced or the fastest learners? Look at your top 3 employees. Do they have the most years or do they learn the fastest? If it's learning speed, you already know learning agility matters. Write those down and be honest, because the future belongs to people who can learn really fast, not people who already know. You now know how to find them.